The framework for my class and database, I'm assuming is going to be a 16-week course over the period of a semester. So I went into Trello, which is a program I really like to use for formatting ideas for a semester-long class or a year-long class. I like to use it because it's free, but also because it gives me to-do lists and things like that. So over here, I've got weeks 3 through 16 in my to-do pile. I'm working on week 2 in my doing pile right now, and then week 1 is done. And access is really not my strong point, but that's why I'm in this class. I want to make it a strength. And so I think I'll be able to fill in some of the gaps on more of those weeks as I get a little more confident and familiar with my capabilities. So in week 1, I've got Monday through Thursday, Monday database overview, real world applications, and then a vocabulary list. And then this is the vocabulary list I picked. It's just directly from the text. I picked those 6 words because I figure they're pretty a pretty good start for most students who haven't had any experience with Access, and the students in my district have 0 experience with Access. So I think that will help them get started, and I think I'm going to include weekly vocabulary or every other week potentially. The vocabulary list is an attachment here, but also it could just be on the lesson plan, which I intend to attach my lesson plans as I complete them so that these will work into a folder outside of Trello. But I really like it for the design process. So Tuesday, introduce the 5-step design process and have the students brainstorm projects at that point. I think I'm torn. I think it's really good when they work in pairs because I feel like it gives them an opportunity to develop those people skills, those soft skills that transition to the workplace so well, but also it can be an opportunity for one student to sit back and let the other one do all the work. So I haven't decided yet whether that's going to be teams or individuals. So I put that in potentially in the next 2 steps. So Wednesday would be design steps 1 through 3 overview, and then have them work on their specific ideas for a project in design steps 1 through 3. And then Thursday would be design steps 4 and 5, along with I want a brief write-up of their proposal for a project, and then have them submit that. And usually I do those types of things in Google Classroom. It just makes it easier for me to access and grade than a flood of emails. That's about the only other option I've done before. And then in Trello, it also allows me to add some comments, things like that. And it gives me a history of I moved it where I moved it in the process, things I added, things I removed. But I added as a comment the standard that I felt like worked fairly well with this idea of brainstorming and learning about Access, what it potentially a database can do for a business or a student. Anyway, that's a basic overview of what hopefully each week will get a little more detail added to it as I work through it. And I guess this really shouldn't be in the done pile yet because it doesn't have lesson plans attached to it. But where that's not the focus for this class just yet, I went ahead and moved it to the done, even though I may pick lessons here and there that are probably a little more specific and add those as attachments.